of absence for this meeting
I'll move those.
and for the for unseen circumstances. And it's moved by Mayor Kennedy and a seconder. Seconder, Councillor Chandler. All those in favour? Against? Carried. It's unanimous. I'll now call upon Councillor Chandler to do the prayer, Councillor Jewett to do the prayer.
Thank you. Almighty God, we ask you to invoke your blessing upon this council, direct and prosper our deliberations to the advancement and true welfare of the people of the council area, our state and Australia. Amen.
Thank you. I'll do the acknowledgement of country. We acknowledge the traditional owners of the land upon which we meet today, the Winnicali people, and pay our respect as elders, past, present, and emerging. I'd like now to call upon Councillor Chandler to do the mining history.
We take time to reflect, remember and honour the over 800 miners that lost their lives and those that were crippled or maimed in the line of load. We thank the brave miners and their wives who were part of the 1919-1920 strike that lasted over 500 days and delivered a 35-hour working week. Mining is our past and future.
Thank you, Councillor Chandler. I'd like to go to item 7, is the minutes for the Health and Building Committee held on the 13th of December 2022. To be confirmed. So moved by Mayor Kennedy.
I'll second that.
Second, Councillor Jewett. Any questions in relation to the minutes? All those in favour? Against? Carried. I call it unanimous. Item 8, I call for disclosures of interest. No disclosures of interest. Move right into the meeting. Report item 9, report number 1, Broken Hill City Council Report 2323, dated the 3rd of February 2023. Correspondence from mandatory cashless gaming cards.
I'll move that.
Okay, it's moved by Mayor Kennedy. Seconded by Councillor Chandler. Anyone against? Would you like to speak to it?
Just briefly speak to it. Just say thank you to the local member Roy Butler for promptly answering our correspondence that we sent to him. He certainly acknowledged the importance of the service clubs in Broken Hill. I thank him for that, and he also acknowledged the problems that gambling can arise, but the much more a better way to address that, and probably more likely for it to work. So I thank you for that.
Thanks, Mayor Kennedy. And I reiterate that it's the best way, I think, the council's move forward with that one. Okay, I'll call this to the vote. All those in favour? Mayor Kennedy, Councillor Jewett, Councillor Chandler, Councillor Gallagher. Against? Carried unanimously. Now we'll go to item 2, Broken Hill City Council Report 2423, dated the 2nd of February 2023. Correspondence report, classification of Broken Hill. Someone move.
I'll make it.
Councillor moved by Councillor Jewett, and seconder, Councillor Chandler. Would you like to speak to it, Councillor Jewett?
Just that really hasn't addressed the issues we had. It's important that we continue to follow this up. As the General Manager has stated before, there is expected to be a growth of 60% in that area, the National Disability Scheme. So it's not something that we can just let go with the correspondence we have received. And I would suggest it's appropriate that we continue to follow it up with correspondence to be sent back to the appropriate people, voicing that it isn't a good enough response.
I'll go and table the vote again, but put this to the vote. Those in favour? Sorry, does anyone want that as an amendment?
Yes, we'll
Yes,
put
sorry
it in
about
as
that.
an amendment. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, General Manager. All right, we'll put that to the vote. All those in favour? Mayor Kennedy, Councillor Jewett, Councillor Chandler, Councillor Gallagher, unanimously carried. The item 3, broken on City Council Report 25/23 dated the 22nd of December 2022. Broken on lead level reference group minutes for the minutes which was held. Moved by Councillor Jewett, seconded Councillor Chandler. Like to speak to it, Councillor Jewett, or is it?
Pretty explanatory.
It is good that we are making a bit of headway in with the lead issue. It's an important one, and it's one that we've got to continue to push and focus on. I think if you want the lead issues to be resolved and broken into every opportunity we get, we need to follow that up. And I thank the lead reference group for continuing to do their work.
Thanks, Mayor Kennedy. To the vote, all those in favour? Unanimous. Councillor,
Yeah,
they've
sorry,
already got your name read, Councillor Brand.
sorry, Mr. Chair. No.
No
sorry.
problem.
I was just going to add just a couple of matters of interest there out of that meeting. You know, we did hear that it's a really interesting report about from this graduate student who's been doing a study on sparrows in town here for a number of years, and it's really interesting that the sparrows here have started to adjust to what would normally be toxic levels of lead. So it's really, I mean, I just find that interesting. So it was really quite an interesting study.
It's not just interesting, it shows you, because the birds are the first creatures other than frogs to adjust to toxins in the thing, but that means we are as well. So, which is not good. I mean, it's the opposite effect. It means if it's affecting our birds and our birds are having to adjust, it means that we're being impacted greatly as well. And those findings can be used at some stage to say that lead is a real issue, an issue to the point where sparrows are now having lead levels that would be normally toxic in other areas. So it's one that we'll definitely be able to use as an argument that lead is a real issue in Broken Hill.
Look, that's 100%. You can just look outside the outdoors here, look at the skimp dumps over those years, and that's got to go somewhere. And, you know, toxicity, as you said, Mayor Kennedy, it's a terrible thing, but it's sad to say that we're all adjusting to it as well. We need to adjust that. We need to get it done.
I don't think we'll adjust. I think that we'll just, that's probably why we have lower age expectancy and all that sort of thing. What it does show is that it is an issue, because we are now getting where birds have high lead levels that would kill birds in other areas. So it shows the dangers of lead.
100%, totally agree with you. It's good to see that I'm not the only person that calls spoggy sparrows. So it's good to see. Okay. Yeah, no. Okay, I'll put that to the vote. All those in favour? Carried unanimously. Move into the confidential matters, which are none. I like to close the meeting. There's no further business for this committee. I'd like to declare it closed. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for attending tonight.